Well, Matt, that's what we're here to discuss, who Xande Silva is, and learn as we go along here. So, because we cannot decide on a single social media outlet, I'm having to bamf this out to all my social media outlets. So, give me just a moment. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. How's it going? We got ourselves someone in this transfer window. Just when you thought that we would be doing the typical St. Louis sports, transfer day tradition of not doing anything on deadline day, here we are. As you can see, I'm wearing my Portuguese best here, my Portuguese kit here in honor of one Xande Silva. And I'm pretty sure that is how you say his name, Xande Silva. He is a forward from Atlanta United, was very highly touted at one point here. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the article here, and we'll learn about Xande Silva together. Literally, you are learning about him along with me here as what we're here for. We are in this discovery trip together here. So, first things first, checking in the comments here. Is this acquisition good or bad? Cannot tell. We'll find out. We'll find out who he is. Jake Henry pointing out that Xande Silva is a former Nottingham Forest player. So do we technically have a former Premier League player now, or was Forest still in the championship at the time? I'm guessing he was in the championship at the time. But anyway, as Jerry says, he's not injured. That's a good thing. Last injury was September, October. He lost 31 days due to a foot injury. Nilsson loses 31 days just by sneezing. So, it's not surprising. Who is this guy? Well, we're going to find out. We are going to find out here. Had hamstring issue in 2017, and I think that might exhaust his injury history, or at least major. But yeah, okay. Nottingham was in the championship at the time. Premier League now, of course, they're fighting for the Champions League right now. So yeah. Was also with West Ham as well. That's a good shout here. But first things first, let's talk about the article that St. Louis City put out here. Of course, by the way, guys, I have a Discord, Soccer Zombie Discord, but it's major dap to Michael with Chat City Tactics. If you're not following the Chat City Tactics Discord, figured out how to do that. In fact, you know what? I am going to actually drop an invite link right now into the Chat City Tactics Discord, because this kind of this Discord was very key in um not just coping with the deadline day today, but also we all kind of figured out in there who this player was going to be. So bonsoir, Mr. Kane. It's actually a month to this day I'll be flying out to Denver to see you. So he was also with Dion in France. He did play one Premier League game, so we got a former Prem player. Let's go. All right. Anyway, I digress. Xande Silva. So, St. Louis City SC acquires winger Xande Silva from Atlanta United prior to the close of the primary transfer window Wednesday. In exchange, Atlanta United's receiving a guaranteed $100,000 in 2025 GAM, up to $150,000 in 2026 GAM, based on incentives. Atlanta will retain Silva's special discovery tag, which I'm not going to pretend to know what that is, while St. Louis will retain Silva's full 2025 prorated salary budget charge, which I have heard he makes about $600,000. So not cheap, but from what I've seen of him, he just seems like a kind of an electric player, a speedy player. In fact, Luz Finesteal talks about him here. Xande is a player who brings versatility and speed to our attack and is very dangerous in 1v1 situations. Competed at a high level in multiple countries, including the Premier League. Aha! He even notes it. One game, it counts, and MLS. And we believe his skill set fits the way we want to play. We're excited to have him here and look forward to what he'll bring to the group. So, where did Silva come from? He joined Atlanta United during the 2023 summer transfer window, made 40 MLS appearances, 27 starts, scored 4 goals, added 7 assists. Silva netted his first MLS goal in his second career match for Atlanta and finished the 2023 regular season with 2 goals, 3 assists, and 10 appearances in 8 starts, adding 2 more goals in the MLS Cup playoffs. Prior to MLS, Silva played professionally in Portugal. He played in England. Gee, I wonder where, Jake. And Greece, as well as France. He was born in Portugal. Came up through Belenenses, Sporting CP, Guimarães, where he made his top flight debut in 2015. Next chapters took him across Europe with productive spells at West Ham, Arras, and Nottingham Forest, and Dijon in France's Ligue 2. And that's not League 2, it's League 2, because that's French for you. So yeah, that's kind of his biography here. And again, I'll do a proper video on Silva this week for you. But here is a look at his analytics. This is the past 365 days, and this is rated against other attacking midfielders and wingers in MLS. So the most exciting stuff over here is over here in the yellow. So he's a good passer. He's completed 81% of his passes during this time. He has a lot of progressive carries, 70 successful take-ons and touches, and progressive passes received. So he's a guy that you can you can connect forward. He's very fast. He comes with a reputation of being very fast, very speedy. He can take on players 1v1. So right now we really only have Celio that's like super proficient at that. I saw Hartle trying to take on players 1v1 this past weekend, and he was okay. But then again, he's also a box-to-box midfielder now, so that's really not his job. Has a lot of touches over his time as well. Defensively, I mean, not great, not terrible from the looks of it. Does have a tendency to pick off, can steal a ball, but otherwise average blocks, average tackles, not terrible, but not great. Does take some shots. He does take shots here, 72% percentile for the shots there. When we look at similar players, and yes, I was looking at Frederick Jensen recently, but look who's number one. That Scottish scab that played for the Blue Bastards in Kansas, Johnny Russell. So yeah, according to FB Ref, we are signing the Portuguese Johnny Russell. Uh, you can let me know in the comments whether that's a good thing or not. I personally think Johnny Russell's a heck of a player. I just think he's also a dick to play against. But you got some interesting players in here as well. Hannes Wolf with New York City FC. Also, Wilfred Nanto, who is with Leeds United right now. Kind of a highly regarded youngster, Nanto is. So very interesting to compare. But yeah, in fact, actually, we can go ahead and compare him to Johnny Russell and see. So here is the chart comparing him to Johnny Russell, and pretty similar. Pretty similar. I think that's a fair comparison here. Johnny Russell's in the blue, Silva's in the red. I think Russell definitely is the more aggressive defender of the two, and that he comes with that reputation, or came with it, because I don't know if he's going to play again. But otherwise, shots are very similar. Progressive passes, rather. Johnny was a little bit better on, but then very similar when it comes to the touches and the progressive carries and successful take on. So it sounds like he's going to be the water carrier going forward for St. Louis. You know, we were talking about a lack of speed on this club, and Teuscher's not very fast. Hartle's more quick than fast. Celio's more quick than fast. Klaus is, the jolly German giant out there. He kind of lumbers a little bit. We needed a fast element on this club, especially with Totland out. Totland's very speedy, but now he's been out. Don't know when he's going to be back. Apparently, his hamstring is not quite back yet. Hopefully, but hopefully he'll be back soon. Jay Reed is still injured, so yeah, we just we needed a different element on offense to kind of kickstart things for us, because one thing that Backheeled pointed out today in the MLS player rankings was, remember the Joao Klaus steal in the 4th minute of this past game against Vancouver? So Klaus is able to pick the ball off, and he starts chugging upfield. There is no one behind him for like a good 10-15 yards. And if you watch the replay, it's like time stands still for a moment for St. Louis, and it takes like a good 2 or 3 seconds for any player to even get going on offense. It was almost like we just were so dug in defensively that we couldn't get off the starting block, as they say. So hopefully Xande Silva brings in a good element for this offense. Very curious when we see him, because Xande Silva, let's go ahead and take a look at his FOT mob and see when the last time he played, because I had seen when his name was bandied about in the Chat City Tactics Discord that he was being held out of practice as of yesterday for a potential trade. I had heard that this deal with Silva was something that kind of materialized quickly. So at the time that posting was made, I don't know if St. Louis was talking to Atlanta about Silva yet. Obviously, I'm not Lutz. I wasn't there in the the war room, as they say. But okay, so if you look at his recent match stats here, he did play as recently as April 12th, so a little over about 9 days ago against the Revs, when they lost 1-0. Only played 16 minutes, so he did come off the bench. But before, he did start. He started for Atlanta United, played 67 minutes, had a FOT mob of 7.1. Yeah, so let me see if I can actually get like his actual page here. There we go. So, yeah. So he had 67 minutes played. He had 3 total shots, and they looked like they came from the left and center. So it sounds like he might be a left winger by trade, which I'm kind of curious how he'll fit in with St. Louis, because if he's going to be like a left attacking mid, that's where Celio's been playing, and I don't think Celio necessarily deserves to be supplanted yet. but we know Celio has some flexibility as well. If this reduces our dependence on Akil Watts and at right wing back, if you put Volm out there or Celio out there, maybe you put Celio as a left wing back. I know he's not the strongest defensively, but I'm just really curious where he slots in here. But yeah, that is on Xande Silva's recent past. If you want to look at his more if you want to look at the Football Manager page on him, I did post it earlier. Let me find it here. It's going to be a little bit, and I'll kind of explain what the page shows to you for those of you that don't play Football Manager. There we go. There it is there. And then we are going to we will stop sharing that, and then we're going to stop that. We're going to present, we're going to share, and we're going to share this. Okay. So this is his Football Manager 24 page for Xande Silva. So at the time that this game came out 2 years ago, he was 26 years old. So now you can see his birth date is May 16th in 1997. That makes him 28 years old now. So not old, but not young. He's middle aged. You can see his stats page, and the keys are the pace and the acceleration. These numbers are based on a scale of 1 to 20, with 20 being elite and 1 being garbage. So 16 pace, 17 acceleration means he is fast. Agile too. 15 out of 20 is very good there. But he can finish a little bit. He can dribble. He's a decent dribbler, decent first touch, good technique. Works hard, kind of a flashy player. I would show you some game tape of Xande Silva, but I'll save it for the video that I make about Silva, because I can edit it in a way where it probably won't get me a copyright strike, because MLS is kind of particular about that. But there is some good game tape of Xande Silva out there if you wanted to watch in your spare time. But yeah, looking at his page here, I mean, he seems like a very he's just a speed merchant. He's a speed merchant who can create, who can finish now and then, but just gives us a different element on offense. And this, of course, let me ask you guys this. Because I've been just kind of rambling here. If you had a choice between Fredrik Jensen and Xande Silva, which would you pick? Based on what I've shown you so far about Xande Silva and what I showed you before about Fredrik Jensen, which would you choose? I'm really curious your thoughts on that, because in fact, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go back to Xande Silva. And I am going to let's see, compare Silva to, here we go. Okay, this is the one I want. Actually, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Okay, I'm going to present you this. Okay. This is the side-by-side comparison of Xande Silva to Fredrik Jensen. This is Silva's last 365 days versus Jensen's 2023-24 Bundesliga, which I have to use this for Jensen because over the past 365 days, Jensen just doesn't have much to go off of here. I already see, did say STL City Win say he would prefer Xande. By the way, City points out the terms of the trade. So Atlanta United gets $100,000 in GAM if Silva plays 75% of the rest of the games. They get 50%, $50,000 GAM if he's still on STL's roster by the 2026 compliance date. So basically, it looks to me like this deal is St. Louis taking a stab on someone, taking a stab on a player that from just a very quick search on Silva seemed to be a bit of a disappointment in Atlanta. maybe this wasn't quite the player that they were expecting. And he is signed through the rest of 2025. He does have an option for 2026, and for $250,000, to me, it seems like a worthy gamble. And he's probably not going to break down on you like Frederick Jensen might. Steel City Win says Xande. Michael says Silva because he knows the league better. It is kind of refreshing, guys, to talk about a St. Louis City acquisition that actually knows what MLS is and understands the league, because Xande has been playing in this league for a couple of years now, so he knows the lay of the land here. Jerry points out that Xande is capable of playing both sides, which is true. He can play either. How about go right? Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We need to unlock the right side, because we cannot be so left-sided focused as we've been, because you put Celio and Wallum on the same side, and I think they kind of are redundant to each other. I know they're different players in that, Wallum's more of a space consumer while Celio is more of a 1v1 merchant, but they're both tasked with unlocking a defense in their own ways and creating in their own ways. I just think they're redundant on the same side. So, maybe this frees up, one of them to move over to the right. Maybe Silva plays to the right. Time will tell. Jose thinks that it should be Silva over Jensen. Silva, I think we need some shoring up in that deeper CM, but we need attacking speed. We are slow. We are very, very, very slow. And Jerry, I'm with you. I'm tired of left. It just doesn't work. But I mean, Xande Silva in this is the blue. Jensen is the red. And quite frankly, and again, I'm comparing apples to apples here, because I'm comparing against attacking midfielders and wingers. I like what I see out of Silva, and the fact that Silva is actually more durable than Jensen, says a lot as well. Let me see. C Squared checking in there. What are Atlanta fans saying about him leaving? Let's find out. Let's go and pull. I'm gonna pull up the old Twitter sphere. And let's see, Xande Silva. See if anyone's saying anything about him. Give me a moment to compile some stuff here. By the way, one thing that Matt Baker does note, and I saw that comment earlier. There it is, Jerry Baker posting. He does take up an international slot, same as Atlanta. So we now have filled all those slots. So we did have a slot to burn here. Anything jumping out at me? That's Atlanta United fan page. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this up, and we can just kind of browse together. It's fine. Going back to the Twitter sphere. So, news: Xande Silva traded to St. Louis City. Comments. So we got rid of an important piece, not a vital one, and won't add anyone until August. Basically, we have given up on this season. So there's one fan that's not happy about losing Silva. See what else I can dig up here. Actually, you know what? I can show this. This one I can probably show in its current form. So I'm gonna show this from the beginning. So this is and I saw this clip before. In fact, let me turn off the sound. Xande Silva scoring a game winner, 94th minute. So we know Xande Silva just from this can be clutch. He's also very fit too, as you saw. You saw him take off his shirt there. Please, MLS, don't copyright strike me, please. Well, let's see if I can get another replay on this while everyone's clapping. There we go. All right. So Silva runs up middle of the field, top of the box, buries it. So Silva's good at finding those spots. By the way, he's wearing number 16 in this for Atlanta United. Not sure what number we'll have here, but very, very intrigued by him there. Anyway, I need to zip off that before MLS, drops the hammer on me. Let's see if I can find some other comments. Scarves and Spice, who actually I think was first on X with this. Dan Graham says, given he was technically on an expiring contract, it's a decent move as he wasn't starting on a TAM contract. So he was on a TAM deal for Atlanta. Was he? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe according to that guy, he was. United fans give me some memories over that goal that we just saw from Silva. All right, Hot Corner St. Louis is not a fan. Let's see. Has Atlanta United posted? There we go. Thank you for the memory, Xande. Atlanta United received up to $250,000 in GAM. And let's go to the comments, guys. Are you guys ready for this? This could be fun. This could be fun. This could be fun. We're gonna see what Atlanta fans are saying about him leaving. This could be interesting. A lot of Atlanta folks apparently saying they won't miss his lack of goals. More of a chance creator in recent history. Yeah, and he wasn't a TAM guy. He was on about 600,000. All right, here we go. Anyone want to buy this guy's Xande Silva jersey? $200 down the drain. I think Atlanta United should have a trade-in special for folks who got stuck with a player they traded on their jersey. Who wants to make him an offer for that Xande Silva jersey? Of course, I think I know there's a few of us St. Louis fans that have probably gotten a player's name on the back of the jersey, and then he was like traded right away. I think I know a couple people that actually got Indy Vassilev on the 2025 home kit. Right before he was traded to Philly. So awkward. But yeah, whoever wants to make an offer for this guy's jersey, I mean, it'd probably make him feel better. In fact, has anyone made an offer? Enjoy it, don't sell it. These things happen. YoPro's got it. YoPro's got it right there. This is what happens in the game. This is what happens. You can't get too attached to players in this game of soccer. Damn. Braves After Dark, just damn. This guy paid for a blue check mark too to say that. Damn. My Singer, blue check mark. We're such a dumpster fire. LOL emoji. Curious what they can use $250,000 for. That's a good question. Good question. No, that Atlanta fan's not happy. Another Atlanta fan posting that one Silva goal. Yeah, Sean, that is a very expensive. Damn. My account's lighter for saying that. Damn. I thought everyone said Garth was going to Cook. Uh-oh. You weren't happy to have Garth here. He's a slow cooker, 3 more transfer windows. I'm going to like that one. I don't do much on X anymore, but I like that. Chris said he had some legendary moments. John's Crab Shack saying it was a solid move. Xande had some amazing moments in the shirt, but was getting paid starter money to come off the bench. So, yeah, it sounded like he lost some regular minutes. Up to Garth to make the right addition, push for a midfielder, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's a goal that he had in the playoffs against Columbus. Oops, hang on. There we go. Okay. So he cut in from the left wing, took a one-touch pass, buried it roofie. That was right at the end of the first half, and Spider Xande does whatever Spider Xande does. And apparently occasionally scores. That's a cool clip. Apparently he's a big Spider-Man fan too. That's cool. I like that. Let's see who else here. Fire the coach. Keep Xande. Oh no. Wow. What the actual F? Sorry to see you go. Best of luck. Thank you for the times you've cashed my parlays, King. Well, we'll be able to gamble in Missouri soon, so we'll be able to make parlays here too eventually. Not that I advocate or condone gambling. It's up to you on that. Just be careful. I'll never forget that last minute goal versus Messi FC to give us the win in the playoffs. We'll miss you. Good luck, Xande. Is he talking about last year's playoffs when Atlanta upset Inter Miami? Did Xande score in that? I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up now. Okay. Where can I find? Okay, that's an article. That's not the one I was looking for. There we go. Okay. I don't see anything about Xande in here either. So it must have been talking about another game, maybe? Let's look this up here. I'm curious what game, what I just want to know what game they're referring to. 5'10", 150 pounds, not a big guy, but he's very quick. So I'll take that. Let's see here. Previous. Oh, November 2nd, 2024. Silva in the 94th minute. And this forced the game 3 against Inter Miami. So he did score against Inter Messi. Let me see if I can find Xande Silva 94th minute. All right, I think we found it here. Here we go. Going to the YouTube, eh? We got some YouTubeception going on here. Turn that off. Oh no! This was the goal that they were talking about. Okay, it was this goal. Okay, disregard. Okay, sorry about that. I thought they were talking about a different goal. My fault. I just wasted your time. Sorry about that. Atlanta United fan number 1. Since we move on so quickly these days, I have also decided to move on. This will be my last founding member season ticket holder year. Wow. Sorry, but I can't keep doing this. Over Xande Silva? This guy is forsaking Atlanta United and his season ticket holdership over Xande Silva? Maybe Xande Silva is that good. Or maybe this guy is just overreacting. Maybe he's not the number 1 fan that he claims to be anymore. Atlanta, another player. Fan wants Atlanta to buy a player now. Why? Horrible. What are we doing? Got some tears there in that gif. One guy that tried and hustled got traded away. GD, man. Okay, so there's a testament to his work rate. I guess he has a high work rate. Jerry pointing out that he likes to take off the shirt. Very Trent Alexander-Arnold like of him. Future Real Madrid right back Trent Alexander-Arnold probably. But first he's going to win Liverpool a Premier League title this weekend. Anyway, lame move. Ray Liotta in Goodfellas laughing gif there. I mean, this guy is an Atlanta. Yeah, he's an Atlanta United fan. He just sarcastic laugh, I guess. Sacrifice. Spider-Man waving goodbye. WTF. Ass team. But this means we're making room to bring someone in, right? Well, I mean, the extra 250K can bring you nobody. I mean, can get you a Xande Silva on deadline day. So, I mean, have some more faith. And I should not have clicked on that probable spam link because I could have been some. Well, that's probably in here. The Twitter thoughts and the porn spam. We're gonna move on from that. But yeah, there is your answer on what do Atlanta fans think about losing Xande Silva. Apparently, they are mostly going to miss him. Let's go and take a look at what Scarves and Spikes has to say about him. So Just when it seemed Atlanta United would sit and buy and watch MLS's primary transfer window pass like a leaf in the wind, Lagerwey and company pulled a trade mere hours before the deadline. May not be the splashy signing fans are clamoring for, but Five Stripes announced Wednesday evening they've traded Xande Silva, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's an explanation of special discovery here. So I feel like Matt Baker should be here because I think he's our resident roster expert here in this fandom. But Matt Baker's probably got a life, unlike me. Here we go. Here we go. In general, the total amount of the acquisition cost of a player is charged against a salary budget in the year which it is paid. For one club on a club's roster, a club can amortize whatever. The total amount of acquisition costs up to $500,000 over the term of the player's contract, including option years over the term of the first and second contract, so long as the second contract, blah, blah, blah. A club may choose to amortize the acquisition cost evenly or in unequal installments. If the club chooses unequal installments, no less than 10% of the amortized, I cannot say that word, acquisition cost may be captured in any given league year of the player's contract. And I'm just going to hold that. You can read the rest because apparently I don't speak legalese very well. But it sounds to me like Atlanta is keeping the tab on his acquisition costs. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. Am I correct on that, guys? Is that what you're kind of getting here? So basically, it's a special discovery leagues MLS. That doesn't matter. If a transfer fee is received for a player, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah, I think it sounds like that whatever cost Atlanta had to acquire him stays with Atlanta, basically. And then the club trading the special discovery player may not sign a new special discovery player until the original contract expires. So I don't know. It's weird. Okay, here's a good layman's terms. This essentially means Atlanta United can still sign a special discovery player in the future. Xande's move doesn't prohibit the club from using that mechanism in the future. Also frees up approximately $688,000 in cap space. So that is what Xande costs. And I still don't fully understand. But it sounds like special discovery is just the mechanism for Atlanta and only pertains to Atlanta. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that is the quick and dirty reaction from Scarves and Spikes, the blog for Atlanta United. I did see up here earlier another article. That one. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, and my thing just updated. Here we go. AJC from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Okay. So St. Louis will absorb its full salary budget charge of $688,000. That's not cheap. That is not cheap. I mean, it's not TAM level, but it's not cheap. We have so much GAM. We have GAM coming out of our ears. I mean, it's probably fine. And of course, and they explained that Atlanta United, will be able to sign another player and offset as much as $500,000 in acquisition costs. So yeah, so that basically we taking Silva off of Atlanta's hands helps Atlanta save some money, and also they can sign another player like Silva, basically. Checking in on the comments here, see some chatter about how we use them. Yeah, didn't Atlanta just spend huge in the winter window? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yeah, so it sounds like they're still kind of in flux, kind of like, I mean, they're not off to a good start either. I mean, we're not off to a good start. They're not off to a good start. Jerry must have a big personality that so many are disappointed he's gone. Good. We need to replace the indie happy guy that we lost. Now, I've heard with Indy that he kind of had a rep for being like a little bit of an annoying coworker type, in that like no one hated him or anything like that, but like we love Indy, we love watching Indy, being gregarious and silly and happy and all that. But imagine if Indy Vasilov was your coworker for 40 hours a week. I can kind of see where he might grade at some people, but I don't think he left with a bad reputation. But yeah, but I mean, for us, positivity is a plus. Sean Campbell, River City Ramble. Honestly, if they are worried about Xande scoring, they have issues with Lath and Almiron on the pitch. That is true. I mean, that's not his responsibility with those two. Can't wait to see him line up opposite Pompeu or Wallum, or let Wallum be the roamer between the two. Why can't Wallum be the box to box? He's got the engine for it. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how he'll fit in. And what we do with Hartle, what we do with Celio, what we do with Volum. I guess we'll find out as early as Sunday at LAFC. Whoop whoop. We got resident Juggalo Jason Goodbody in the house. I don't think he's a Juggalo, by the way. What's your opinion on Fago, Jason? Yeah, Atlanta's window was the largest ever for MLS. Yeah. Aaron Leak late to the party, trying to catch up quickly. Is this good or not? Okay, I guess I haven't flat out come out and said it, but here I'll go back to Aaron. This is a chart comparing Xande Silva to Frederick Jensen, the other rumored signing, and Silva's in the blue, Jensen's in the red, and I think I know which one I would rather have. And that's not even including the injury history. Silva knows MLS. He's played in MLS last couple of years. He's fast, which we need to, we need that element in our offense right now. He came pretty cheaply. I mean, his contract's not cheap, but it costs us, a drop in the bucket for the GAM that we have to bring him in. And he's not a Bundesliga guy. He's not a German guy. He doesn't speak a lick of German. Isn't that refreshing? I'm not anti-German, but Lord, I mean, I can't be anti-German. I'm literally 2/3 German by ancestry, so I'd be anti myself, basically. But it is nice to have a little bit of variety on the roster, And yes, he has played in France before. He played for Dijon in Ligue 2. He played for Nottingham Forest in the Championship. He played for West Ham. Got one game in the Premier League for the Hammers, and then he also played for Eris in Greece as well. So he's been around a little bit. He's only 28 years old, so he's not old, but he's not young. Doesn't come with an injury-prone tag to him whatsoever. And I'll do a proper breakdown video of Silva later this week. I got to actually start. I got to put it together. I'll probably do that starting tomorrow. But Buckethead thinks we're winning the league. Let's go. I like that optimism. I don't think we're winning the league, but Xande Silva is a good step in the right direction. That is for sure. Yep, Jerry took the words out of my mind. Not from the Bundesliga. That's wonderful, and he's not injured. Absolutely. And we got plenty of GAM to buy down that 600K. We are totally made for GAM. Germans can't laugh. That's on them, not Indy. We can laugh. It's just usually we're laughing at ourselves sarcastically to hide the pain. How does a prorated contract work? Basically, it's the Shohei Ohtani deal with the Dodgers in baseball, where he's going to get paid for a lot longer than his term, basically. I think it's kind of like along those lines. No, Jerry, I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop. I mean, there's 40 people watching right now, Jerry. I'm not going to stop. I'm just not. Michael, I'm not even going to pop that comment up here because how dare you, sir? But yeah, we're reacting to Silva as we go along here. I like the signing. I think it's an encouraging signing if it helps. Michael from Chat City Tactics really likes the signing, and this is someone that is uses analytics to make his opinions known on players. He's known for he can be very critical on players. He can be very complimentary of players. For instance, he's more complimentary on Alfredo Morales than I am, but then he's probably less complimentary on someone like Cal Hebert than I am. So, take it for what you will. But anyway, yeah. So just looking at this Atlanta Journal-Constitution article, yeah, he arrived on a loan from Dijon in France, summer 2023, showed great potential. Atlanta United then bought him for 2024 and just was never able to find that form again. So he had an off 2024, only started 2 out of 7 appearances this season, had the 1 assist. Um, Trading Silva, who was used as a left winger, may be a sign that Ronnie Delia is committed to playing either Saba or Jay Fortune on the wing. Could also create potentially more playing time for Mascara or Luke Brennan. So it sounds like they have options behind him in Atlanta. So it wasn't just it was kind of like why Jensen would have been sold to St. Louis to free up space for a younger player that has upside and doesn't, break, when he sneezes. Sounds like Atlanta does have a plan, post Xande Silva. So that's kind of my quick thoughts here on Xande Silva. I'm encouraged by it. I'm glad we did something. And I'm glad we didn't risk it on Jensen, and instead we are going within MLS to sign a familiar face to these waters, and someone that I think I still would have rather had St. Louis picked up a central midfielder if Edouard Lubin's not going to be a thing for a while. And hopefully Edouard is okay. Hopefully his family is okay. We don't know what's going on. We don't have a right to know what's going on unless they tell us. So, speak the words of wisdom, let it be. But the fact remains is that Lubin's gone from the team right now. We don't know when he's coming back. And right now, I would have liked to have seen someone come in that can take some burden off of Alfredo Morales because he's 34 years old and should not be playing 90 minutes, in my opinion. But this is another that was one problem, and then this is the other problem that's being addressed right now, and that is the lack of speed on this team. So I like it. Will he play decent minutes in LA this weekend? Now, if you remember the Columbus match was Daniel Gazdag's first match for the Crew after he was traded from Philadelphia Union. And Gazdag played the entire. He didn't start, but then he came on at halftime and played the entire second half. And actually, I think he scored a goal, but that was taken away, I think, for an offside or something. So if that gives you an indication, I would expect Xande to not start on Sunday, but I would expect him to come on at some point. Because surely, he seems like he's match fit. He's been getting minutes. And I'm sure Olaf wants to know what he has in Xande. So anyway, that's my quick and dirty thoughts on Xande. I was learning about him just as long with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of stream of consciousness journey for the past 50 minutes that we were on here. And if all of this talk about new signings has made you hungry, consider stopping by Pat Connolly Tavern in beautiful Dogtown, located at the corner of Oakland and Tam, a St. Louis institution since 1942. And as you can see, they are a city on tap bar. So if you can't attend one of my away day watch alongs, or if you can't attend a home match, you might want to go to Dogtown and check it out at a longtime St. Louis institution. They also have Irish music a few times a week. You can check out when that schedule is on their Facebook page. And of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you can, because that really does help the algorithm. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, you can subscribe for more content like this going forward. I'll have a proper, well put together video on Silva coming up in the coming days. And of course, thank you to my zombie ultras who help keep the internet bills paid for this channel so I can keep bringing you content. That includes the latest member, Super Ravioli, on the bottom left there, the 14th member of the zombie ultras. And then of course the supporter section, the originals, the OGs, the 99 cent a month crew. Thank you so much as well for helping me continue on with this channel. All right, so C Squared, thank you for doing this. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate that. Ryan Fraley saying that it is not a bad move at all. And Jerry Hayes says this was fun. So fun, encouraging. I think those are two key words that you can use to describe Xande Silva. So look for the video on Xande a little bit later this week. And if you're watching this in the future, I'm going to pop up a couple videos right over my shoulders. In fact, I'm going to do that right about now. There we go. There go the videos. So this is your soccer zombie, Tom Franklin, and I'll have a watch along for you as well this coming Sunday. LAFC, we play them at 6 o'clock Central Time. I'll go on about 5:45, and I might have some special guests with me on this watch along, my first St. Louis watch along in just a little bit. And until then, catch you later.